Welcome to the Vault XL. This commentary is pertaining to Lori Vallow Daybell. She's facing trial for murder of her children, conspiring to kill Tammy Daybell. KTVB7 is the source. A perfectly orchestrated plan to take the children. The text messages between Lori Vallow and Chad Daybell. There is a plan being orchestrated for the children. Chad Daybell replies, I was shown last night how it fits together. Just a month before Doomsday Mom Lori Vallow's daughter Tylee Ryan was last seen on September 8, 2019, Lori Vallow texted her secret lover Chad Daybell and asked if there was a perfectly orchestrated plan to take the children. Her children remained 16-year-old Tylee Ryan and 7-year-old JJ Vallow were found in the back of Daybell's rural Salem property on June 9, 2020, abandoned, discarded, and buried in shallow graves. JJ Vallow was last seen on September 22, 2019, wearing red pajamas. He was later found in those red pajamas, bound and duct taped with a plastic bag around his head. Tylee Ryan was last seen on September 8, 2019, in Yellowstone National Park with her mother and uncle. Her remains were unrecognizable, chopped, burned, charred, and only identifiable through DNA. When Lori Vallow texted Chad Daybell, a self-proclaimed prophet and the person who fed her theories on past lives, demonic possession, and zombies, on August 10, 2019, she asked him if they have to wait for the perfectly orchestrated plan to take the children to be carried out. We have to wait for it to be carried out. I feel lost, like I should be doing something to help, Lori Vallow texted him. These text messages were discovered on Lori Vallow's iCloud account and testified to by former FBI agent, Special Agent Douglas Hart, who is now the Chief Deputy of the Canyon County Sheriff's Office. There is a plan being orchestrated for the children, Chad Daybell replies to her. I was shown last night how it fit together, but it has been taken from my mind, of course. Lori Vallow Daybell is now on trial for the murders of her children and conspiracy to commit murder in the death of Chad Daybell's wife, Tammy Daybell, who died by asphyxiation on October 19, 2020. The couple were having a secret affair after meeting in 2018 at a religious conference while Lori Vallow was still married to her husband, Charles Vallow. He was shot and killed by Lori Vallow's brother, Alex Cox, on July 11, 2019. She has been indicted for conspiracy to commit murder in the death of Charles Vallow in Arizona, but that case is on hold pending her Idaho trial. You are doing everything right, my love. The Lord told me she is right on track. He said to just keep resolving the celestial issues so you are uncumbered and fully free, Chad Daybell told Lori Vallow in a text from August 2019. She replied that it feels good. Her son, JJ Vallow, was talking to the real Blake. Getting close, I sensed he was barely attached to his body, she wrote. You're so incredibly in many ways. Your mission has barely begun, Chad Daybell replies. Lori Vallow responds shortly after. As long as it ends with you, it's all good. Just before August, Lori Vallow took a trip to California with JJ Vallow and her niece, Melanie Pulowski, as well as Pulowski's children. During this trip, Chad Daybell texted Lori Vallow that he has a question for her. Do you want me to cause pain yet to those 2 3s you're riding with? She tells him to hold off. They will be mistake to deal with, but I'll text you if they start acting up and we can zap them, Lori Vallow wrote. Sounds great, Chad Daybell texts back. Yes, if they are going to act up, we'll at least give them a reason to scream. I love, cherish, and adore you. The wonderful memories keep coming back. You are mesmerizing. Raphael is one lucky guy. Death percentages were discussed frequently, according to Hart, which is what he believed through his investigation indicated how close a person was to their death. Hart said on the stand that he felt Chad Daybell went very back and forth about what the death percentages meant. He felt that sometimes the closer the percentage was to 100% close to death, and sometimes it was the other way around. The secret couple also often named what they believe to be evil spirits of demons inside the people closest to them, text messages show. Hart said the two referred to the demon in Ryan's body as Hillary, the demon in Charles Vallow's body as Ned or Garrett, and the demon in Tammy Daybell's body as Hiplos and Viola. Chad Daybell sometimes referred to himself as James and Lori as Lily or Elena. Chad Daybell previously texted to Lori Vallow on July 18, 2019 that he was instructed to focus his efforts on Hillary, the demon inside Ryan, setting setting the thought that the two children could be possessed straight into motion. Lori Vallow responds, asking him to find out the percentages for Ryan and her son, JJ Vallow. She's at 0.13. I turn up the pain to 10 and place the spiritual virus in her. He is at 99.99. Raphael visited him and told him to follow Amy to the light. I also assured him that James would love and take care of his mommy, which he will with all his heart and soul, Chad Daybell texts her. He later tells her JJ Vallow's percentage is at 2 and Tammy Daybell's percentage is at 3. Chad Daybell mentions a chart of people he came up with that indicates what percentage mortals are still in their body. Chad Daybell says the chart worked effectively for his neighbor, George Bush and Stan Lee. On August 7, 2019, Lori Vallow tells Chad Daybell they are both so tired of taking care of demons. We are weary. Please ask the Lord to take them, she says in a text. At one point in August of 2019, the two get in an argument where Lori Vallow ends up ignoring Chad Daybell's messages to her. He begins texting her multiple times. The angels are angry you are ignoring me. I'm not trying to manipulate you to respond. I understand you need your space, but the protection I built around your house is gone, he tells her. She later responds, I love you. Later that month, Lori Vallow encourages Chad Daybell in a text message to check her daughter, Tylee Ryan. She's been super sweet and helpful when she cleaned her room. She is switched. Totally not her. See if she got switched, she writes. Chad Daybell texts her back that Ryan was switched. Please let me know when you can talk and I will explain it, he says in text. She also asks him to check JJ because he is calm and watching movies to text shows. Lord, this is ridiculous. I'm told she is lying about him being calm and watching movies, Chad Daybell writes. The two continually text each other in the summer months and into fall that they have no patience in waiting to be together. This is crazy to me. I'm told she is lying about him being calm and watching movies, Chad Daybell writes. So who the hell is he speaking to? Lori, her twin? This is outrageous. Okay. Once again, they have no patience in waiting to be together as the children and Tammy Daybell were still alive. Chad Daybell even refers to himself as Harry Potter, who was trapped in a closet under the stairs and only able to come out every few weeks. The texts are very romantic, sometimes inherently sexual. Hart said they often referred to Chad Daybell's genitalia as the storm. As the discussion of demons and evil spirits progressed, Lori Vallow asks again what her son's percentage is. Is he at 0 yet? She asks Chad Daybell. Lori Vallow tells him he was up all night talking nonsense. Chad Daybell replies that yes, JJ Vallow is now at 0 and that he was talking to people who were both light and dark, which meant, according to previous testimony, good and evil. He says he is so sick of celestial relatives. They are obstacles between he and Lori Vallow. No texts are shown from Lori Vallow's iCloud accounts in the beginning of September 2019 when the children went missing. However, this doesn't mean that there isn't any. Another agent on the stand said 4 weeks into the trial that the couple had multiple burner phones they used, which is cheap, typically untraceable phone that can be discarded or destroyed easily. Just before Tylee Ryan's disappearance, Lori Vallow texted her brother Alex Cox that he needs more practice at the shooting range and tells him she's working on some Z's, to which Hart said meant zombies. We are trying to get to the bottom of what we need to do to eliminate them completely. I am sure you will be told also, she writes. Cox texts back, excellent. In a text message gap from August 2019 to September 2019, 2 days after JJ Vallow was last seen, his babysitter Sydney Woodbury texts to Lori Vallow asking if there's still a plan for her to watch JJ Vallow that day. Lori Vallow responds that her son's grandparents took him for a few weeks and she will be doing some traveling to Hawaii. She stopped using her iCloud accounts the next month, according to previous testimony, right around when she and Chad Daybell fled to Hawaii and got married on November 5th, 2019. On November 27, 2019, police issued their welfare check on JJ Vallow, and the investigation into the children's disappearance began. Douglas Hart, whose team was involved from the beginning when Rexburg police contacted the FBI for help, said he never stopped looking for the children until they were found. You always hope for the best outcome and work as tirelessly as possible until the case is resolved, he told the jury. And yes, Lori Vallow was a good mother, he said, with the exception of what happened to her children. KTVB7 is the source. See, what you're hearing is a bunch of mumbo jumbo between heathens, light and dark spirits. You also hear Chad mentioning, obviously, that he's had possible issues with neighbors, that they were dark spirits. You hear a vague comment about their numbers and percentages. So now we have to ask ourselves, was he talking like this before meeting Lori Vallow, calling others dark and light spirits, each coming to the table with jacked up ideologies and believing that they've lived in the past before as other individuals. He telling her they were once married. She believes she was married to someone in the scripture before meeting Chad. They had some type of falling out. And I do believe this is possibly because she couldn't get to him. He couldn't get to her. He was spending time with his family. I heard that earlier on someone's podcast. That was mentioned in testimony by the agent. So they're becoming tired, infuriated. They can't see each other, spend time with each other, giving each other nicknames, pet names for genitalia, giving names to the children, considering them dark spirits. The young girl's cleaning her room tidy, but now you hear Lori saying, oh, she switched up now. Well, she's a kid. They can't wait to knock these people off, these children. And I'm glad they put it in text messages, because this is what we needed to seal the deal for a guilty verdict. Because this is what happens with people who are plotting deaths of people. One, they can't wait to tell the story to somebody. They can't wait to say it out loud. And this is what they're doing. Instead of talking in circles, they're now saying, the spirits are dark, the spirits are dark, giving them names, saying they want to be rid of them. The time is coming soon. The part of them that's alive is becoming no longer. The ultimate plot to rid innocent people who've done nothing to them. This is sad and pathetic. And as you hear this agent saying, yeah, she was a good mother, Lori Vallow, up until the murder of her children and the conspiring of Tammy Daybell's death. But then you have to ask yourself, who is she? A chameleon? She's putting on a facade all these years, obviously, of being a good mother, good wife. What happened to her? Because how do you go from being a good wife, good mother, to plotting the deaths of your children? Seeking out the help from your brother to kill your children. Watching your children die. Conspiring to kill a man's wife. Marrying him soon after the death of the wife. As if your children aren't murdered. You didn't ask your brother for help. Didn't ask your niece for help. Didn't ask your boyfriend, lover for help. Come on now. These are signs that something was truly wrong with Lori beforehand. And yes, we're all sinners. We're fornicators. We lie, we cheat, we steal, we manipulate. But we're not murderers. Most of us. That's where the lines are different. Because as we've said before, I've said before in commentary, a liar, a cheater, a thief does not make a murderer, but a murderer is sometimes all of those things. A liar, a cheater, a thief. And some could say these people don't believe in this rhetoric. They were just pushing it because they knew they wanted to be together, so they psyched themselves up and believe in this garbage to excuse the plan that they were going to put into motion. So we have to ask the ultimate question. When did they put into motion to murder these children and spouses? 2000.